So I got a good little opening story here. So we're in this travel softball, right? And there's talk of...
You play too?
Yeah, no. I feel like I play sometimes. But there's talk of going a far distance, like Colorado or some shit. For like some nationals, whatever, right? First of all, we are not ready
I
for
think
that.
like Hagerstown far.
Yeah, that's where we need to be focusing. If we could just beat those kids, half of them are born addicted to methamphetamines anyway. But like, there's talk of it, right? And fucking Selena was like, and I'm kind of afraid to fly. And the babies looked over and was like, because of 9/11, right?
That's awesome.
Never forget.
We're down 2 guys. We're down Pinkerton because we don't exactly know where he is. He's in some hotel room. He does send me pictures of the cuck chairs from the hotel rooms. And then we talk about there's one recently that looked like it was a 1970s cuck chair, but vintage. And then Joey is in Japan. Hopefully, I haven't heard of any planes going down, so hopefully enjoying his...
and I track that pretty closely.
Flight tracker.
Yeah.
No, I'm just looking for the next episode of Air Disasters.
Okay. Yep. So we have Farrell and we have Ringworm Nick joining us today.
Thank you.
Which is nice. Thank you for coming. So I wanted to
So to speak.
I wanted to see if I had anything else. No. I haven't had the busiest of nerd weeks. I do have something to talk about during it, but Nick, will allow you as a guest to go ahead. What you been up to?
You
buddy?
got permission.
Not much. So in the
You're
beginning,
allowed
there was
to.
Eero Louvetar. No, oh, sorry, different. We already did that one.
Yeah.
No, not much. I do watch a bit of random stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Been in this like post-apocalyptic.
Oh, because of the times we live in.
I guess so. Yeah. I did a rewatch of Silo.
Where are you going to put your with all your stored water at your beach house?
I have carboys. Just giant underwater tanks.
Yeah.
No, I did a rewatch of Silo. Supposed to be 3rd season coming out this year. They haven't said when. I enjoyed that show. Then watched this Station 11 on HBO.
I haven't seen it.
Another post-apocalyptic. There was a flu that just killed everybody instantly. Like you get it and you're dead within a day. And certain people manage to survive. But it revolves heavily around Shakespearean actors.
Oh, really?
The survivors are the main group is a group of Shakespearean actors. They call themselves the Traveling Symphony, and they go around, I don't know what lake. They're in Michigan.
Have you managed to fuck the chair up?
Farrell's fixing the chair right now.
I don't know what's going on.
And it's like, whoa, wobbly.
It's very wobbly.
There's like an episode. You ever seen that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where they're dealing with a wobbly table? Yeah. Like it's the fucking worst, Anyway.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, my son we watched the Harry Potter movies, and as soon as we were done, I was like, all right, what's next? And he's like, I'm not ready for Lord of the Rings yet.
Your son said that?
Oh, yeah, but you will be.
That's a lot of... that's a Harry Potter movie. There's a lot of movies.
Yeah. I mean, we watched them every probably like one a week, one every few days or whatever.
Do you like them?
Finish them. They're fine.
Do you love it?
Novus Seclorum.
Wingardium Leviosa.
I've never got into Harry Potter.
Yeah, my issue with Harry Potter is that like... So, I almost made a joke, but I chose not to. But my issue with Harry Potter is that I think it's fine. Is that every movie, for the most part, is like you introduce a new magical element, and then that magical element becomes the key to overthrowing the new villain in said movie. Mm-hmm. So like, oh, it's a flute, but he plays the magical song to put the monster to sleep. For it's a hat, and the hat gives you the ability to see inward, and this, like whatever. It's like it's always like the MacGuffin, or is that what it's called?
It's a pretty redundant.
Yeah.
There's always something
recipe
that
for the story.
Yeah.
magically happens.
What I think,
Help them out.
what I think is cool about it, and I've said this before, is that it aged with its audience. So like when the kids got into the first one, and 10 years later they're 18 years old, the content had matured to kind of keep up with them, which I think
wasn't
is
a big thing when they started drinking.
yeah,
in the-
yeah,
All that butterbeer.
and there's something to do with trans people, I believe.
Well, no, that's just J.K. Rowling.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't care for 'em too much. Kept them out. They just transform into animals.
Yeah.
Did they ever
Different
start-
transformer.
Did they ever start fucking in Harry Potter?
Off screen.
Nice.
Yeah, but they like allude to it that they've been hooking up and shit.
At the end they have kids, so
Well, I guess that's
that has to happen some way.
Yeah.
Unless they
like
have magical IVF.
it's like a
Yeah, that's rough.
like a pleasureless kind of thing though, to be like, oh, here's our children. And
Yeah, they just use the
And what do they call the non-magic people?
muggles.
Fucking muggles, dude.
Oh, that's close. That is close.
There might be something that
Oh, you muggle piece of shit.
Yeah, it's close. It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. It's similar to me, like when like in X-Men, when like the people would protest the mutants and they'd call them muties. Get these muties out of here. Fucking, it all has that same like.
Yes. Ugh. I'm about to get canceled.
Yeah. I wish they like leaned into that shit though. Like just like at home, like because his parents are like dickheads, right? Or like whoever adopted
His
him.
aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parents
Man,
are gone,
shut
right?
your muggle ass up.
You muggle bitch.
Dirty muggles.
Yeah, dirty fucking loser ass muggle, worthless motherfucker.
Bland ass food muggle motherfucker.
Yeah, goddamn. What do they eat? Fucking shepherd's pie, muggle bacon, motherfucker, man.
Beans on toast.
Yeah,
Cody's mad at us.
yeah. He loves that shit. All that.
Beans on toast?
No, like all like that, like kind of like your UK, shepherd's pie and fucking a Sunday roast.
You ever
and
have that?
What did he have here?
he eats mainly a diet of Chick-fil-A, tacos, microwavable or oven baked chicken nuggets, like that sort of thing. He doesn't like pizza either.
Dang.
Yeah, it's strange. It's the strangest thing. Like he really is. It's the tomato sauce, isn't it? Like he doesn't.
Oh my god.
Have you ever had their? I think there's a version in the UK and then a different one in Australia, but it's like Vegemite or Marmite.
I have had Vegemite. That shit is disgusting.
It's salt.
It's
Pure salt,
disgusting.
right?
Like there is a video of me throwing up after trying Vegemite.
Yeah,
Somebody sent me. My
Now,
buddy
you,
Lenny.
I
You
went
like
over there once
watching
and had it.
people throw up.
Yes, but I don't enjoy doing it myself.
Do you like watching yourself throw up?
Kinda.
I had a feeling.
He starts. He's at home for content. Let me sit with phone.
Yeah, I didn't get very far. I mean, I was at the dining room table. I made it to the kitchen sink, and that's where I lost it. Yeah, it was.
I tried one little
Disgusting.
bite when I was over there one time, and yeah, couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't, and they love it.
Yeah,
They
love it.
love it.
So are you working tomorrow?
Yes.
So it's Pizza Friday,
Okay.
and I found a new spot.
All right.
So I guess I have to send it out to the group to see if we want to try it.
Yeah, it looks like a kind of standard hand toss to me. It doesn't look special. I'm down, but they were also talking about because Pap John's has a new deep dish.
Oh, he did talk about
and
it.
they were talking about trying to Pap John's.
Oh my god!
I know.
Speaking of our pizza list,
Yeah.
KC shitting on it.
What the fuck does Casey know about
What does
anything?
Casey know about fucking pizza?
Yeah.
What was the one we liked up that way?
The Squisitos or whatever it
He
is.
said that was down on their list.
Yeah, I heard them say that too. But then I looked at this is an international podcast, but like then I looked at they like know all the ins and outs of like Maryland pizza. But I looked at like one of the ones that they recommended, and like it looked fine, but it looked like it's shit that I wouldn't even classify as pizza, like shit that you would get like a barista heats it up for you.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, well, if this is what you like,
Like, I really like the Starbucks pizza.
yeah, then like we're not talking about the same things.
Broccoli and cauliflower.
Yeah, and like where the cheese doesn't cover all of it, you just want a
yeah.
little bit of cheese.
Just in this one bite.
Like I don't like that. I mean, it's fine. It has its moment. It has its place, but like I don't know. It looked like like the dough that it came out on wasn't a full shape. Like it wasn't quite a circle.
They didn't toss it
wasn't
very well, so to
quite
speak.
a square. It was just like
A little dinosaur head poking off
like
the side.
Yeah, like the edges look like animal crackers, like their shapes, like just like around. Like I was like, man, like I don't know, like if that's what and I'm judging, to be fair, but if that's what you're holding your standard to, then I don't, how serious can I take you?
Yeah, so like if I hear somebody like challenges our list, I want to hear their list.
Yeah, for 100%.
Right.
And I can't remember what there was.
And it's not necessarily the number 1. It's 2 and 3.
Yeah,
Because like you can be into a different style,
correct.
right? And be like, hey, that's my number 1. But if 2 and 3 are also way off, then I'm
Correct, because like my number 1 is really a tie because it's just it's a style choice. Right. So if you want a deeper dish pizza, my number 1 is this place, and if you want a regular kind of standard pizza, my number 1 is this place. Because it seems unfair. Because I don't
judge
think
them the same.
Yeah. But people are not prepared to have that conversation with any of us with the amount of pizza that we've consumed around that area. Like, like I don't want to hear that shit.
Then beyond that, as far as it's mostly just been like watch stuff. We started the Indiana Jones, me and my son.
All the movies, I guess.
Just the first. We've done the first 2 so far.
Okay.
Which of the first 2? I can't remember. It's
Raiders,
and then Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
And Temple of Doom is technically before Raiders.
in the storyline.
In the storyline,
yeah,
it is a few years.
Temple of Doom was
the heart,
the Kalima.
Yeah, I just recently rewatched it. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's
like, it was like
fucking Raiders is fucking crazy.
Yeah, but like, I remember just like Raiders of the Lost Ark, like that one. I think back to like the old school Indiana Jones, like that's what I think of.
Yeah.
And the fucking temple was just
So I watched them all. Well, no, I watched them all like a couple years ago because I'd never seen the third one. Just as fate would have it, like it's just one of those things.
The third one,
the Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. It was what people argue is the best one. But I just never seen it, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch all 3. And watching them again, I think as a kid, I watched Raiders up until the Nazi shit, like the zombie shit, and I just turned it off because it fucked with me as a kid. Because like when that shit came on and like the faces were melting and everything, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, when they were breaking the wrong.
Yeah, I have no memory of this whatsoever. So I'm thinking as a kid, I just watched like the fun bit with like the guy does all the karate stuff and he pulls out the gun and shoots him. And,
you know the backstory of that?
I've heard it before, but tell me again.
Wasn't he injured or something?
No, and he was sick.
That's right.
And it was like that was like their 30th take in that, and he kept fucking up the hand-to-hand
so
scene.
Like, forget this.
So he just pulled out the prop pistol and shot him, and they're like, that worked really well. Okay, you're good.
Yeah, it's
We're
cool.
Good. Move
Only
on.
I thought about that before. But rewatching it's an interesting thing about how different movie ratings are. Because they're all like PG. I just looked up.
Right.
But
because there was no PG-13.
Yeah, and we're in that part in Temple of Doom where they're in the cave and the voodoo doctor, not doctor, voodoo witch guy is pulling the heart out, and I'm like, I looked at my wife and I was like, should we be letting him?
Yeah, it's intense.
He's 9. I mean, he's not super young, but and
that Nazi face drip is intense.
And then there's that weird mix of like that seriousness and the actual gore, and then it's campy.
Yeah,
sometimes like it's just a weird. Weird.
So there was a documentary a couple of years ago about the rating system that I can't remember. I'll have to look it up and send it to you. But it's interesting what they like. So there's an amount of curse words that you can say before you get to the next level.
Yep.
There's an amount of nudity.
Yeah.
Like 1/3, the bottom third of a butt cheek is still PG. More than the bottom third PG.
Have you seen that documentary? The MPGAA or whatever it is. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
And then you get
thanks Puritans.
Yeah, the subjective side of everything when you get talking about like adult content.
Yeah, and
it's like the worst segment of our population gets to decide. It's like 12 38 to 46-year-old white fat women that are sitting around going like, I would want my children to see that they touched a cigarette. Or, but violence doesn't make it the same way that like sexual content. Like sexual content is like, oh, fucking X. You're like, yeah, but they shot this guy in the face 13 times and they showed it and like, I'll make it a PG-13.
Yeah. Or they mowed down a fucking platoon of cops.
Yeah. Like, that sounds G.
Yeah. You know, it's there's a scene in, I think it's Get Shorty, where they kind of comment on that because he's like writing a screenplay in the movie, and he's like, but I want it to be accessible to a lot of audiences, right? So I've been doing research on like what you can get away with PG versus PG-13. Do you know PG-13 you can only say one F word? One F word. Yeah. So if you're going to use it, you got to like find the right spot to do it. You got to find where you're going to plant it. You got to make it count, or just leave it alone. But it has you like really thinking about how you use language and stuff. But you know what I say about all that? Fuck that. I'm done. And it's a PG-13 movie.
Yeah. I do like. You ever see those things where like, where would you put the one fuck in a movie?
Yeah.
Right in the beginning.
Well, so to tie it to Transformers for the large majority of our audience. The reason why in Transformers, the movie, the animated movie, there are, I think, 2 or 3 curse words. It's this one character is like trying to open this thing that gives like unlimited power, basically, and he says open.
Unlimited power.
Yeah, and he says open, damn it, open. And
damn it.
And then somewhere and then this like monster planet thing comes out of like space, and they try to blow it up. Does nothing to it, and Spike or Bumblebee, one of the two, says, "Oh shit, what are we gonna do now?" And like, and then there might be a hell in there in one of the records or something that's played.
HE double hockey stick.
Correct, but the reason why they did that was because there was no PG-13 at the time, and they didn't want it to be rated G. So in order to get the PG rated, because they wanted college kids to go see it, they purposefully wrote in 3 curse words to get it bumped up to PG.
That's fucking crazy.
Yep. Insane.
Yeah. And then other than that, just been enjoying Farrell's Marvel journey.
Yeah, I mean that's
not true. You've caught up on Landman.
I did mostly. I didn't finish the second season. Yeah, my wife got into it, and then so I guess she's the audience. I don't know,
Is she into it?
She's into it. I don't know. I think it's more so like the drama.
I mean, it is soap opera. Like, right, just set in an oil field in South Texas or
I mean, all that stuff is Sopranos is soap opera. You know what I mean? It's just with bullets and but it's like the same love affairs and shit. Like
so it is interesting. So like I took some notes because you wanted to talk about Landman.
I said I was catching up on,
and I'm down to hear about it too.
I did.
Right. So. What do you think about the female characters? And this is like outside of my normal shtick, everybody. Yeah. This is me actually
just critically thinking about how they're writing the female characters.
I don't understand why Tommy ever decided to get back with his ex.
Well, I mean, that was easier for me.
Yeah.
Like, if you think that she is the most beautiful woman that you've ever been with and could be with, then I can, as a man, I can see being able to put up with some amount of shit in order to continue to be with her. Now I'm talking like they all seem super shallow and underdeveloped.
Yeah, even
right?
that.
So like the wife is, and like though her character is getting a little bit more complex now, but not really. She's just this like she knows no consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so she's a fucking child that, and though I have met people like this that have just lucked into everything and never realized that there's any danger behind it.
Yeah.
But like the whole like taking the seniors to the fucking casino and winning,
I feel like
$160,000.
Yeah, that was a bit
like passing out drunk at the fucking pool and then driving her Bentley around. Like there's just no, she's just an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah. And the taking care of the seniors feels forced. They were almost like, she's kind of a wreck and not a good role model. And they're like, but we need to give her a redeeming quality. Let's just randomly stop in a senior center and give them all margaritas.
And there was a thing that like
Doesn't sound like a bad day.
Yeah.
In that same episode, the caregiver at the senior home or whatever, she's like, "Hey, we're going to give you a makeover," and she's like, "You look so good. I guarantee your husband's going to buy you a new car by the end of the week." And it's just like this idea that like, and maybe that's
Is that better or worse than I was suckling your daddy's dick?
And all they did was a "she's all that" kind of thing. Like she didn't wear glasses.
on her and rip
They ripped her shirt to make it a midriff, put a little eyeliner on her.
and then look at you, bitch.
It's a great trope.
But it's like, it's this idea that like her husband has enough money that he would just buy her a new car because she looks better.
Right.
Like
right.
we're like men are just holding back all this all this wealth until like the right like, oh, like, well, if you lick my ball sack you get a Bentley. Like, what the fuck? And then so I said, maybe the men are shallow too, and I'm just not seeing it as much because like the son is fucking stupid.
He's like stupid,
Fucking
but
stupid.
not stupid in a sense.
No, he's
Yeah.
The son is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So the most interesting, not the most interesting, one of the interesting parts about season 2 was when Ainsley goes actually to the dorm.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And she meets the they them
Safe space.
safe space thing. And I thought that version that they portrayed, right, and this is a little bit of my like I wanted to hate them for this, right? Because they created this over the top, ridiculously over the top, caricature
Right.
of this person so that they could present it to the conservative leaning audience and be like, look at this crazy person that's in college. Like, she has a fucking ferret and doesn't like music and doesn't want any animal products in the room. And
You
it's
can't use the word penetrate.
yeah, penetrate was offensive and triggering because it represents the phallus. And like,
Yeah, it does.
fuck right.
Yeah, you better ask somebody.
So like immediately I was like, oh, like they're just pandering to people, right?
I think that's the whole show, though.
But when she goes to the counselor, I was impressed with what the counselor said.
Yeah.
Because it was actually good for people that it was pandering to. Because they're like, listen, half of this whole college experience is you learning how to deal with people that are different from you. Mm-hmm. So did you tell your roommate what your version of a safe space is? Like, yeah, your roommate told you what they wanted.
Right. I think that is the irritating thing, right? In a broader scope, is that it always seems like people trying to get you to conform to their safety.
Right.
As opposed to leaving room also for yours.
But that was a counselor saying like,
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
that's an 18-year-old person too.
I don't know if that works. But I like it conceptually. I like even if two people were to have that conversation.
Yeah, I thought it would have been cool.
Yeah.
And I wrote in here, and then they fuck it up by having the mother come in.
Yeah, mother comes back.
And she's like, nope, I need an exemption to get her off campus in her freshman year. And the counselor's like, I don't want to deal with you. Fine. What's the medical thing? Like, oh, she has allergies. Okay, I'll sign the paperwork, and then moves her into like
Some bougie
apartment
yeah.
complex off campus. And I'm like, that was the opportunity to actually explore that
Right. Right.
for the audience to say like, okay, this person gave you, because they're them, they gave you what they need. Ainsley could have come in and said, well, this is what I need. And then they could have found some sort of thing, and then they could have actually been like, oh, they're not so fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's like that. You ever seen that one? I mean, I think it's like one that's like, I would like to hope that most of them are not this way, but like that one that's like it's like almost like a town hall type of meeting, and it's people that are calling each other comrade and that sort of thing. It's that sort of whole vibe. But then they go to like do this because the clapping sound can be triggering, and and then
that's a real thing.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying like. Like you take when you think of like the safe space crowd.
Point of order.
Yeah, that shit. Right? And when she's like, "Hey guys, if we could just calm it down." Like,
is it a point of privilege?
Yeah, point of privilege.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey guys, if we could just quiet down. Like, please don't refer to us as guys.
Stop
it's gender affirming.
Us.
Like, it is like I think when people think of like the safe space crowd, like that's where they default to, right? It's like just people that are just, in my opinion, silly people
over the top with it.
Yeah. And I think that like those folks, right? Point of privilege, those folks, you couldn't go in there and say, well, look, my safe space is where you can just use words that people kind of agree upon the meaning without having it directly mean that, like, hey guys.
Right.
That's a safe space for me.
I don't have to nitpick every word to make sure that
would they accommodate my safe space?
Not my
not my words. Yeah. If somebody says like, hey, like how you doing? Like I'm straight. They know I'm not referring to like the angle of which I'm standing, nor my sexuality. They know that I'm good. I'm fine. Like,
right. And I didn't mean it to say that if you're gay, that
correct.
You're the opposite. Just,
correct.
Fuck.
Like, hey man, do you want a slice of pizza? No, I'm straight.
It is a weird thing.
Pizza's gay?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gay as shit then.
That's going to be a new button.
But it is a weird thing when you say like, hey guys, right? There's a lot of languages that are based heavily in gender in their language that you can't get around.
Right.
You can. Latinx.
Something
Fuck
else.
your male and female, your fucking words.
Something else white people put on Hispanic people, and they fucking hate it.
They hate that
They
shit.
hate it. Yeah. Gamez fucking hates that shit.
I mean, I hate it. It's
stupid.
It's their fucking language.
Yeah.
Who are you to change their...
Yeah.
You know what? I think German sounds crazy, and I'm part German.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, it's an ugly ass language.
Fuck, chill out. But I'm not going to change
Their language sounds like it came from hard times.
Yeah. You can understand.
Yeah, that's about all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christ, that's it.
Yeah, it got us.
Short ass episode.
I mean, hey, they can't all.
Thanks for driving out, Nick.
It is a long trek for you. I do appreciate you.
No, that's fine.
Could have thought about it on the way.
What else do you want me to talk about?
What about you, Farrell? How was your nerd week?
So other than watching a bunch of Landman to get caught up on it to have a discussion with Nick, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2.
All right, let's talk about it.
So I wrote that I thought Guardians 1 was good. Not a fan of the CGI raccoon.
I know you aren't. That's so weird to me.
It's just...
What about it?
It's just such a very specific thing. Like, there's like tons of CGI in that movie, but you're like, you know what bothers me?
Well, it was the same thing.
Fucking garbage rat.
The weasel in
Suicide Squad.
It just feels childish.
There is an explanation for it,
and I'm sure I'll be fine with it once the explanation comes out. But like the movie opens, and I'm like, oh great, it's a fucking talking raccoon talking to a goddamn tree.
Yeah, that's great.
What the
to me.
fuck are we doing now?
That's great to me. But I'll tell you, like that first one, that movie makes huge jumps away from the comics, like in how the comics are regarding those characters.
And what do you think is better?
So I think the relationship with Rocket and Groot is better in the movies. It's similar in the comics, so that's a good thing. What's worse is Star-Lord's relationship with his father in the comics is drastically different. So
That's Volume 2.
Yeah, so in Volume 2, he's like
we're not there yet.
Right, no, I know, but yeah. Like,
bring it back a second.
But he's like, because is he the planet?
Yeah, Ego.
Yeah, so in the comics, he's like a political person in a more like galaxy wide government. And he's kind of like just a shitbag father, and there's an interesting dynamic between the two, specifically in like how he reacted with the mother, and he kind of came down here during some space shit, fucked the mom, rolled out, like, and Star-Lord's dealing with that in the comics is just more interesting from a character perspective.
Probably a little bit more relatable.
Yeah,
because I don't know about any of any of us have fathers that are planets?
Not yet. No.
Yeah.
He's going to probably return to one soon. But yeah, I think that like I like the crew. I often talk about like one of the things that Star Wars is kind of in recent years specifically has really botched up is forming the crew. Like the crew is what carries the fucking movie, right? So like Han,
you talk about outside of the standard.
Yeah, outside of not like the guy that's holding the light, you know what I mean? Like the sound guy. Like I mean like Han, Chewie, Luke, Leia, R2, 3PO, that's the crew.
Right.
And
but I'm talking about like outside of the normal core 9 as we get to these like
yes
satellite storylines.
Correct.
The crew is
correct.
Not as
it's not as strong. And even like in Solo the movie, like that crew that they built is not as strong. The crew in Rogue One, super strong crew.
Honestly, the best crew in Solo was getting Chewie back with Han.
Yeah.
And that's just
but like so
a nod to the original crew.
Yeah. But he goes through in that movie. He's part of 2 crews because he's part of that Woody Harrelson crew,
right?
And then he's part of that like once it becomes Lando and the female droid, the activist, and all that kind of stuff. Then that's like the second crew. But neither one of them really work,
right?
And I think that Guardians has a good crew.
I agree. I mean, outside of the childishness of the CGI Raken. Like I do like the crew, and what's the? I'm drawing a blank here. The dude that
Drax.
I like that character a lot.
Yeah.
And I like that when they introduced him in the prison, where they're like, or maybe it's just after the prison, where they're like, his species is literal.
Yeah,
like he can't understand metaphor,
right, or turns of phrase. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. And what do you call him? Like, what do you call her at the end of 2? Like the green whore, or is that the end of 1? I think it's the end of 1.
Yeah, and that first one I like, and I think Ronan is badass in that first one.
Yeah,
but what kills me about that first one is the way they beat Ronan. Like that shit is like, for me it was like, god damn, like this movie for me is while it's good, it's what introduces like the yuck culture, like yuck into like the Marvel movies, where like now everything becomes the gag because this movie was super successful and ridiculously obscure, right? And then they're like, oh, we figured it out.
Yeah,
all you got to do is have some yucks in there and people are going to fucking take to it, and then from here on, it walks a finer line, and then it just starts losing it. Like, and like when you have a character like Ronan that they make it into like this real badass, and he looks badass. He looks way more badass than he does in the comics. And then all of a sudden, you just do some Billie Jean dance moves and create the power of friendship, and and you and the fucking rest of the Care Bears take down this fucking demigod. I'm not about that.
Yeah, and I thought I guess it was 2, Taserface. That whole like making fun of his name.
Which
he was one of the what were the guys in the maroon jackets?
Pirate thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he's like, make sure you tell him, the person that had him killed was Taserface or something like that, and the. Rocket. I want to keep referring to him as CGI Raken.
Yeah.
Was like making fun of Taserface as a name, which should be done.
Yeah.
But it felt like forced can laughter. Like it's just like the whole thing just felt like.
So the second one I've only seen once, and people were enamored with it at the time, but I was like, this is not good.
I did not really like it.
Yeah.
And then I think it's a lot of that campiness. It's the childishness. It's the forced yucks. I'm not there. And then, so I wrote down that I was confused why Quill would become completely mortal after killing his father, even though he has God DNA.
Uh-huh.
Right. So I thought it tackled some interesting thoughts. You know, the father versus dad, right? Because like at the end, he has that like the blue face dude is now his dad.
Yeah, role versus DNA.
Right.
Yeah.
And it still maintained some pretty childish humor and forced bad laughter. We already talked about that. And it's almost like they went back and tried to add humor. Like they kind of like wrote the script out and they're like, we need to make this a little lighter. And like, well, go to page 37, add a joke in there. And they're like,
yeah, they like show it.
They're talking about murdering people. And he's like, yeah, put a joke in there. Like, all right.
It's like
we'll call one of them Fart House. Wow. They'll love it.
They came up with Taser Face later.
Yeah, like,
screening it for Bob Iger, and he's like, you know what I'm not doing? I'm not laughing. And they're like, all right, back to the board.
So yeah, so I'm a little bit more than halfway through Ultron.
Okay. I was talking to you about this the other day, but like that's one of the best like dice rolls that Marvel ended up being owned by Disney and then could utilize the "I've got no strings on me" Pinocchio song and make it fucking twisted and fucked up coming from Ultron. And like it's like that's like, how did the stars align so perfectly for that to work out? Like, because it does work.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Ultron yet.
The character or the movie?
The movie.
Okay.
There's some.
I forgot that even when you mentioned that like the twins were in it, like I forgot that was a big part of it. Like, you know, when I look back on these in hindsight.
Yeah, there was a funny moment, and it not funny like. I mean, this is like the appropriate amount, in my opinion. Yuck. So the one is super fast,
Quicksilver,
so fast, super quick, right? And so the Avengers are fighting, not Ultron, I guess. Yeah, Ultron and the Wakanda people that are where they're at making the metal.
Oh, okay.
Right. So they're like in some. It's a salvage yard, so it's a boat, but it's on land.
Right? Okay.
And so they're inside, you know, it's like a factory, and they're making stuff.
Yeah.
Avengers go there. They're fighting the people. They're fighting Ultron, and the twins are there. And like Captain America is like blocking, you know, bullets with his shield and everything like that. And Quicksilver just like runs by him and smacks him in the face. Right. But doesn't hit him hard enough to do anything to Captain America. But like in the slow-mo, so Quicksilver's moving fast, but everybody else is slow-mo.
Right.
He's kind of like, what the fuck was that? Like, doesn't. He's like, yeah. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, he knows he can't like punch him and actually hurt him. So he's just kind of like,
yeah.
You know,
there was one of the bonus scenes. I forget what movie it was in. But there was a bonus scene that introduced the twins at the end, and they were like locked in these like little cages, and like Quicksilver was like trapped in this box, and she's like creating things, and they're disappearing like before. And I was like, holy fuck, because like specifically her, like I was like, oh, they're gonna make this bitch proper crazy, you know, which is like the key to her character. And she's in the comic, they're both Magneto's kids, like from the X-Men stuff. And like they couldn't go into that properly in these movies because they didn't have the rights to the X-Men.
Oh,
you know, at the time.
How did Scarlet Witch get her? How did they both get their powers?
They're mutants.
They're mutants. But I thought hers was related to one of the stones.
So I think that's some shit they did in the movies.
They like retcon.
Yeah, because I don't even know if they could say mutant. I don't think they do. I think they call them like gifted or some other shit. They never say the actual term mutant.
Enhanced.
And yes, like they use some other terminology,
some weird term like that,
to describe
because it wasn't
them.
their DNA. They were born.
They're born that way.
Well,
so they were made
in the movie. Didn't they made them? They were the only two that survived, right?
Yeah, from that attack in Germany, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the same thing that made
because that's why Magneto is
Captain America
Oh, the super soldier serum.
Yeah. So, but it was a derivative of that.
So that's the
Where
same.
They had people like growing limbs back. Remember they had
right,
amputees and everything like that.
That's
the one
why
guy exploded.
Magneto's so against like mutant registration and everything was because he lived through the fucking Holocaust. Which is cool.
He's Jewish.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those, because a lot of those creators. All right, we had to make a quick edit there, unfortunately, because it was a good one. Yeah, so they, a lot of those creators, in like Stan Lee and a lot of those guys were Jewish. So like, there's like, I mean, like, it's not coincidence that they all like went to war with Nazi Germany during, before the United States did.
Right.
The fucking comic book heroes were going to war with them, and they also like the sort of Superman story of the the kind of classic immigrant, like it's all from what was going on in American Jewish culture.
Yeah. So like right now, like Ice.
Oh, I'm sure comics are making a statement about that shit. Like comics are always ahead of the social curve.
Yeah.
But there's a book, House of M, that really centers around Wanda, where all of a sudden it's like this. So what happens is she had a kid that died in childbirth, and she went nuts and basically rewrote. Because she's like an Omega level mutant. She's like one of the most powerful.
Is this where they got the WandaVision story?
So I think it's somewhat inspired by, yes. So in the comics, she created this whole false reality,
like an alternate universe,
but it was just our reality.
Okay.
But she modded it, so everyone was happy. Everyone had she had her kids. Charles Xavier and Magneto were good friends. Magneto had an island like a huge island where he could
all
offer
the children come in,
children of the atom, where he could offer safety for all the mutants that wanted to live there and like a peaceful mutant existence and like all this shit, and like everyone's like just living their best life, and Wolverine is the one that figures it out. Because he's like, why the fuck am I so goddamn happy? And it doesn't sit right
I don't
with
like
him.
it.
And then like
I was happy once. I didn't like it.
and he like he actually assembles the Avengers to go take them down.
Figure out like
yeah, and like it's funny because at first I think like there's some because Wolverine's one of those characters that he's been on the Avengers and he's been in the X-Men, and because he sells comic books, so they're just like, let's put him in there. But he or when they bring it to him and they finally figure it out, the case gets cracked and they know that it's her. She's the problem. Once again, they're going after her, and Captain America kind of has like the plan of how to get her, and like and Wolverine like turns him down. He's like, "This is mutant business," but it's just fucking. Some of those dynamics are really fucking cool. But that's a great story about her because and she loses. So the like the nut of that book is at the very end. When they try to take her down, she has like another psychotic emotional breakdown, which is kind of her claim to fame. And
or most women,
yeah. And she's like, I gave you everything, and it wasn't enough. Like, and she's like, I've had it, and she like, it's like a close up shot on like just her lips, and she's like, no more mutants. And it fucking evaporates like the mutant gene and takes like 50% of all mutants off the planet.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and like no more mutants will be born after that moment. To like just it's of course it gets undone because that's how comics do. But it's worth the ride, Yeah. But it's a great book that surrounds her.
There's nothing that can be undone.
Right? Yeah.
It can't be undone.
Yeah, it can't be undone. Yeah, it's just how they do, right? It's like what makes Wolverine cool? Metal bones, metal claws. Let's take them away. Okay, but then we got to give them back to him, right? Because I mean, we still got books to sell. Oh yeah. We're gonna give it back to him, but it's gonna be worth the ride. A lot of those characters, like every now and then something happens that really sticks, but a lot of like Batman's parents stay dead mostly. But a lot of those like arcs, like the character starts in this one place and this whole adventure happens and it's fun. And sometimes the longevity of it can last a decade. But at some point we get back to where it diverted, and pick up and go again,
I mean, but
soap opera like.
But that's the fun of that.
Yeah, and that's how it's able to have such a long history,
right?
Where Captain America has been fighting Nazis since 1940, whatever.
So that's an interesting. As Joey loves to point out the manga.
Uh huh.
Right. So, like Star Wars.
Want a manga? Don't you want?
Star Wars. Everybody wants everything to fit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we get pissed off if we change anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But in comic books, you can just kind of go in and tweak something and say, like, man, that was a fun little thought experiment. And get back onto your, like, not everything needs to be perfectly in line with everything else with all 20,000 hours of Clone Wars.
Yeah. As long as in the end, it all shakes out.
Or you say, like, that didn't actually happen. We were just seeing what
fake reality, alternate universe, whatever. That fast scene with Quicksilver was like really cool for his time, but it was also like there was a lot of fast scenes happening like in that era, and like there was one in the X-Men movies that's really good as well, where he's like in the kitchen or something. I don't know, and then I barely remember it. And then there's my favorite one is in fucking the Snyder Cut when Flash is like running around, Superman's like fighting the Justice League, and he's got his hand on somebody's throat, and Flash is running this way, and Superman just goes, and he can see him, and like,
and then Flash looks over and he's like, "Holy shit!
He can see me," and it's just like this little subtle thing, but and then like a lot of stuff about that scene, like, so Superman like throws those guys away that he's dealing with because now he views Flash as like a proper threat, and he's like swinging, but he can't connect. Like he's just always the slightest bit too short of actually connecting. It's Flash trips dodging the shit, and that's how he gets fucked up in it. But Superman can't actually.
That's when he was going. Was that when he was going fast in order to generate enough power?
No, it was around that temple, that monument.
Yeah, when Superman just kind of
came back
when he
wasn't himself.
He didn't know him.
Yeah.
There's that one line that was in the Justice cut that I wish was in the Snyder cut, where Superman says to Batman, "You couldn't let me live. You wouldn't let me die."
Bar.
Yeah, it's good. What's next on the Marvel movie horizon?
That's a good question. I gotta pull up the
Age of Ultron. Also, you haven't gotten there yet, but it has this. It was the first time I've ever really noticed it, where like there's a camera pan shot of the Avengers together, and you'll know when it happens because they make a point to make sure that you.
We spent $280,000 on this shot. You're gonna know what's happening.
But it's the first time I ever watched a comic book movie, and it felt like when you turned the page of a comic, and there was like a double spread of like a huge action scene that was happening. It was like seeing that on the screen, which was like a cool thing as like a comic book fan to see.
Where did that final fight happen in that? Like, where was that? What was in the movie? Like,
so there was one that happened. There's one that happens on that place where they were from. It gets lifted up, if you recall. Sokovia.
Okay.
And then
I think it's Ricola. So next I've got Ant-Man.
Fun romp.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Civil War.
Oh,
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Then Black Widow.
You can skip that one.
Black Panther.
That one's fine. The second one I like better, but.
And then Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Homecoming had
Vulture.
Okay, and was that the one with was the electrical guy?
Electro? No.
Electro? No, that wasn't that one?
No, that was Amazing Spider-Man 2 that had it had Vulture. I mean, fuck. It had Electro and somebody else. Amazing Spider-Man 1 had Green Goblin and
and Amazing Spider-Man was the one with Andrew Garfield. Okay, so maybe that's why I'm getting mixed up. Yeah, that one where all three and all the villains and all that stuff. Yeah.
So is Guardians Volume 3 any good?
People really like it. It closes the story of Rocket and like why he is the way he is, and gives all that.
Gives a background.
It's Zoobly Zoo.
And then
if you hate him, you might hate
Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, buddy.
That's the payoff.
That's the payoff.
Mm-hmm. All right. I just like to know where the payoff is. So.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Civil War is one as well, but Infinity specifically, like Endgame is like one of those where it's like it's good, but it's like just don't start don't start peeling too much away from it, you know. But Infinity War is, it's one of the top fucking comic movies ever made.
Mm-hmm. I'm not looking forward to the a multiverse of madness.
Yeah, that's what ruined it for Joey. That's when he stopped kind of watching.
Multiverse stuff is just too.
Endgame is what introduces multiverse.
Yeah, it's just too much going on to really wrap your mind around. Like the actual theory of a multiverse is mind numbing, and to make it a comic book version of that is like, I can't imagine.
Yeah, well, that's another one of those things where it's like it gets into the question of like, okay, so what fucking matters, if anything? You know,
if it's all happening, then none of it's happening.
Correct.
And why do I give a shit?
Correct. And then like, you know, and they like in comics and, you know, in other media, you know, they'll end up replacing one character from this multiverse with that because that one died in this verse, and like, you know, and it's like, okay, so what are we doing?
But is that what's maybe happening with this upcoming Doomsday? Are they bringing in multiple?
So the Doomsday movie is in theory supposed to close the multiverse.
Okay.
You know, and then be done with it.
Okay.
Which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, I think that because Robert Downey Jr.'s cast is Doctor Doom. So like, I guess in whatever universe he's from, Tony Stark ended up becoming
right. So that is supposed to be that. Like,
I think so.
It's a Tony Stark.
I believe so.
Okay. As far as these, all the Marvel stuff, I don't remember if you said. Did you recommend any of the shows? Like you liked Loki? You said at one point. Like his development, so would it be worth him to watch Loki? I liked the Loki.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not one of the worst ones.
Yeah,
the best ones are Daredevil 1, Daredevil 2, and Punisher. That Punisher show.
I saw Punisher.
Yeah, that's the one.
I have not seen. I need to see.
That's the best comic book show ever made, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I'll probably go back and watch some of them.
Like on the Disney Marvel shows. Yeah.
You know, but
I thought Loki was good, and I feel like it was a good story arc. Well, it's not an arc, but like for him, and I think it
fills in the gap.
Yeah, and I think it was a good backstory for the overall universe.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that second one.
Of that, where he okay.
Yeah,
I probably won't watch Shield, Agents of Shield, or whatever, because like I don't really.
I watched that as it came out, so it was, so to speak, but. Sorry. But so that would be I think for you, that would be a rough watch. I mean,
yeah. So like, I don't really like the Shield idea anyway. Mm-hmm. Right. So like, getting more of the thing I don't like is not going to
be. And I've never seen it. Yeah. And that goes into, I mean, there's so many changes. So it's Phil Coulson and his group of Shield agents that deal with mutants or enhanced people. As you're watching it, you kind of forget that it is kind of connected to the rest of it, because it does seem in its own pocket.
Yeah,
they reference it here and there, but even that goes through so many changes in the overall story and what is the problem, and it just kind of gets bigger and
I didn't like the Hydra thing.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, that gets cooler too. Like more,
and that is in that. There's a lot. It's the Hydra. It's Hydra and mutants. And enhanced and Shield.
There was a great idea that was thrown around for a Marvel TV show. It didn't actually end up happening, but that they were trying to get off the ground, which was like, it was going to be like a comedy similar to like The Office, but it was just like cleanup crews and stuff that were like. They had to like go around New York City and work on all these buildings that had been destroyed
to make sure that the regular people don't know that it's happened.
Yeah, people go, thank God this was just this was just Hawkeye and Widow. And
it's just a couple arrows on the ground. You're like, oh, sweep these under. Like,
that'd have been cool. I don't like that.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
Don't you hate these Hulk jobs?
Yeah. You know, like it's like, oh fuck, the whole Avengers. You know, like that New York battle. You know, which was some bullshit. Like the first Avengers movie, like that New York battle. I mean, like that city is fucking wrecked. You know, those fucking big monsters are bashing into fucking skyscrapers and fucking everything else. Nobody said a fucking peep, but they fucking, at the end of Superman, people were like, oh, there's too many people dying, that like, you know, the destruction that Superman would never let. Like, dude, like, he can't fucking do everything. You know, he's
not God.
Yeah.
Just a super guy.
Yeah, he just acts like one.
Is Deadpool technically a part of this watch?
It's technically, he's seen Deadpool 1, and I think that Deadpool 2 is like, if you've seen Deadpool 1, you've already seen Deadpool 2. The Deadpool and Wolverine movie is worth watching, but you kind of have to have the X-Men movies understanding to like appreciate why that movie's good.
When I finish this, I got to go back and watch.
If you want to watch that, you got to go watch the Fox stuff.
And the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I mean, all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's a lot of rough watches, but it does have, once again, it does have a significant payoff.
Yeah. It's like, hey, only 92 more hours of movie,
Yeah.
and then you get
And
that
some of
12-second payoff that's worth it, I swear to you.
And some of those X-Men movies are quite good. Like
I've seen more X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Just in happenstance than I had these. So.
Yeah, that second X-Men movie is really, X2 is really good, and then First Class is good, and then Days of Future Past is good. And then there's some other ones that are like fine along the way, but those three are like,
I almost want to imagine some executive in the Marvel thing that's your dad and explaining him watching it all now, and it's being, well, he had time to watch it before.
I'll tell you, my dad is embarrassed the fuck out of me one time at a comic book store. Oh God,
I can't wait for this.
Yeah, so people don't understand this shit because they didn't live the culture at the time. But in the 90s, like in the mid 90s, comic artists were like fucking rock stars. So these two guys that were like pretty big at the time, so to speak, Jim Lee, who now runs DC Comics, and this guy Mark Silvestri, who went on to create his own kind of company and has some really cool characters.
I know those names, but I've never really gotten into the comics.
Magdalena and Witchblade are all like his creations. Like, and Darkness is fucking cool. There's no media for it other than the book.
Where's the lights? I can't.
Oh yeah. Shit, I don't know. Oh, I do know. I had to take a battery out of it, and it's sitting out there.
I was going to put some light on Darkness.
Yeah. So, side note, Darkness his name is Jackie Estacado, right? And he's a mob guy, and he, you inherit like the Darkness gene. So, he has it. It activates when you become 21. And
booze
with the first sip.
Yep. And then you inherit the powers of the Darkness, which is like pretty much anything you can do, but like it's hard to explain. But like, so he dips himself out in that armor and shit, and then he has like these little like creatures that like hang around him. They're like little goblins, and they kind of do his bidding. And some are like goofy and fun, and some are like super like murderous and everything else. And you know, he has like these Darkness monsters that'll come out. Like it's an insane amount of power, right? But he doesn't use it for anything good. He just uses it to be a better hitman in the mob. You know? And then he gets tied into some shit that he has to like help from time to time. But it's just a cool character, you know. There's a Batman crossover with him, and he's fighting Batman all the time, and like. He breaks into Arkham because he's like, in order to understand your enemy, you have to understand their enemy. And he's like interviewing or trying to interview like his like arch nemesis, you know. So he ends up in the Joker's cell, and the Joker's there and like just starts. He's like I remember exactly how it starts. So Darkness like kind of comes in. He can kind of turn into vapor and shit, and he comes in the room, and he's got like, you know, like his little goblins and everything, and Joker just goes, knock knock. And Darkness goes, who's there? And he's like, no, you didn't knock knock. You know, and he's like, this reminds me of a joke. And he's like, look, I'm not here for it. And he's like, at a bus carrying nuns headed to an unconventional convention. Stop at a fast food restaurant. And when the nuns walk into the fast food restaurant, they turn into man-eating sharks and eat every employee and patron in the restaurant. And there's bits of body parts laying about all over the counters and tables and floors and stoveware and cookingware. And one cashier is alive and says, "Would you like fries with that?" And Darkness is like, I don't get it. And then Joker turns to him and he's like, "Fries," and just starts laughing like his head off. And one of the little goblins is like, "This guy's creeping me out, boss." And like, and they just roll out. But anyway, say all that to say this: they went on a fucking North American tour, like visiting comic book shops for a book that they were working on together called something Point. It wasn't even. Like the book itself is not remembered.
Turning Point.
I can't remember.
It went in my head, but I didn't say it.
I think it was something. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, like had a tour bus that was like, decorated with like the fucking thing, and the thing is going from state to state across this, like filling out autographs and shit. Like people lined up for blocks to see. So anyway. Jim Lee, I'm worshiping this guy at the time. Like he walks on water to me. His pen is like something I'd never seen before. So to speak. So I gave a Pen 15 Club.
Yeah, dude. Like 8008.
Classic. It's an old code, sir, but it checks out. So I gave my dad, like, because you can only get 2 books signed. So I gave my dad 2 books, and then I had 2 books so we could get 4 books signed. Quick moths.
Quick.
And
maximum moths.
So anyway, my dad is in front of me, and he goes up, and my dad was a firefighter, and this is like towards the end of his career. He retired in 98. This is probably 95. His hearing is shot. And my dad was like known in the fire department for like standing on the fucking siren. So his hearing is fucked and has been. So he like hands the books to Jim Lee. I'm sitting there in the presence of a god, like shaking in my fucking 14-year-old boots, and Jim Lee signs it and asks my dad a question. Like something like, yeah, hey, how's your day been? Was it, I hope the line wasn't too long, but my dad doesn't hear him and takes the books and walks away. And Jim Lee just goes, "Okay." And and then I go up next, and I got to stand in front of Jim Lee after just disrespecting my dad, who's only there to help me. Like I was so conflicted because there was a big party. I was like, "Man, fuck you, man."
Yeah, but it's also like, "But you're awesome. You're awesome,
fucking awesome." And I came all this way. But yeah, super.
Just
Bobby
sign
lies.
the book, dick.
Yeah, Bobby
Cool
lied.
guy.
I was like, I don't know that guy. Weird, right?
So I had another. I don't think I've told this one too. It's coming back to me. I had another odd comic book store incident. So this one place, it was actually in Laurel. It was in the same shopping center where the Hooters is, or it used to be a Red Lobster there. Yeah. So there was a comic book store that sat at the end of that strip, and my dad, like, I don't think that he loved Red Lobster, but Red Lobster was cheap, and he could take my grandma and me there.
I think he loved that all-you-can-eat shrimp.
Yeah. So we went there fairly regularly, and we were always in Laurel anyway. So
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yeah, I just want
them
the
Cheddar Bay
biscuits.
biscuits.
I think they might still make them in the box, so you can make them at home.
They're no joke. They're no joke.
Holy shit.
But anyway, so we would go to this comic book store afterwards. Well, this comic book store is the only comic book store I've ever seen where they had like X-rated comic books.
It's a comic book store.
But it wasn't.
Not a comic book.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It just had like this like little like section, right? So I was like, fuck, man, I got to see what's in this shit, I'm like 10, 12, some shit, and I'm like, fuck, like, so I took one and I like darted over to this other spot and I like put it inside of another book. And then I got like, Spider-Man out, but I'm looking at the other book inside, like Simpsons shit, and then the comic book store guy saw it. Mm-hmm. So he starts coming over and I see him coming and I'm like, not today. And I said it out loud, so I put the Spider-Man book back and then went to go walk out the store. I made it to the door and like I hit the door, ding, ding, ding. And he's like, "Hey," and I could see him taking the other book out and he's like, "Don't come in here and do that again." And I was like, "Okay." And I just walked out. My dad was like, "What was that about?" And I was like, I was like the Grinch. He thought of a lie so fast and so quick. I was like, I put the book in the wrong spot where it's supposed to go. And he was like, it was probably annoying for the people that work in there. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
What was in the X-rated one?
It was less interesting than you would think. You know, it was fucking. You know what I mean? I think that like it was just curiosity. You know,
Of course.
And my dad was pretty cool about that type of shit. Like I remember going to like adult like Barnes and Noble or fucking whatever, and being like, hey, can I buy a dirty magazine? You know, and he, you know, I would be like 16, 17 years old, maybe 15, and he'd be like, if you can, if they don't card you or whatever, like go for it, you know, and like I would get it and then see, they'd be like ID, and my dad would be like, oh, you know,
The system works, Bob.
yeah, you know, or then sometimes they let me have it, and he'd be like, oh, nice, you know, like he wasn't hard up about, so to speak, about that sort of stuff. In fact, I remember there was the girl I lost my virginity to. I used to go to. Her parents ended up finding out that she was fucking, and cut her off from coming over to my house, so I could only go over there. So I mean, it was bad, Jack. But like, I mean, she was cutting holes in her sweatpants, and we were still getting after it. Like, you know,
Damn.
Yeah, it was rough. But I was going over there all the time, and I was fucking this bitch 5 times a day. You know, like, but I only had 1 day a week, and I was there from like 10 to 5 p.m. You know. So anyway, I remember one time we were like driving. My dad picked me up to drive me home, and she lived in Westminster, which in my mind at the time might as well have been fucking Ohio,
right?
You know, and we're driving back, and I was just sort of like laid back up against the car.
Because you fucking balls.
Yeah, I nutted like 6 times in the past.
Why are you so tired?
8 hours. And he was like, tired? And I was like, no, I'm all right. And then I just leaned my head over, you know, and I'm 14 years old, you know, and I was like, but she's exhausted. And my dad started laughing his ass off. You know, like he was super cool about that kind of shit for some reason. Like of all the things that he wasn't cool about, that not a problem.
I mean, I don't know. That makes sense to me. It kind of checks out in his
yeah,
like the view that I have of him at that time. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just kind of like boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
You know.
Yep. You're a real rapscallion, Bob. You're becoming a real rapscallion.
Did he ever hit you with you know, in that early period of time with like, if you're going to do it, you got to be responsible.
So he attempted to have the birds and the bees talk with me, and he sat me down at the kitchen table and was like,
surprised you didn't record it.
Yeah, I would have now. He was like, Bob, today we're going to talk about the birds and the bees. And I had no idea what that meant. I'd never heard that expression because I was born in 1980. And he was like, don't get yourself in a world of trouble, boy. And got up from the table and walked away. And that was all he ever said about it. All he ever said about it. You know?
I would have thought he would have been like, listen, if you get a girl pregnant, you're going to have to get a job.
Yep.
You have to care for it. Ain't going to live at my house. Mm-hmm. You know,
he's like, Bob, 18 years. 18 years.
She got you for 18
She got one of your kids. She got you for 18 years.
You're like, it's a great line.
He was speaking from the heart there.
Yeah.
I don't remember if my parents, I don't think they ever had a talk, but we did have, I mean, there was
sex ed in school.
Ed. I think they kind of started it in 5th grade.
Did I ever tell you the time we lost it in sex ed? Mine was in 4th grade. We had one in 4th grade.
It was
and one
more
in
so
5th
about
grade.
like, I think they brought out like a tampon. Like I remember the teacher putting it in the cup.
I had to plan out my period.
Yeah.
Like on a calendar. I had to plot my period.
I thought we were talking about like a school period.
You know, like I was like looking back on it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, like just a waste of time. But
they knew what it was going to be like.
yeah, that's fair. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm doing fine. You know, and there's all this penis talk, you know what I mean? Penis, vagina, fucking fallopian tubes. Like, I'm doing fine. I'm keeping it together. You know what I mean?
No vulva?
Yeah, exactly. You know, me and my boy Fuji are known.
Like the water?
Yeah, like the water. Are known for being goofs, you know, and we're doing great. Most mature we've ever been. And on the very last day of sex ed, they had this, like, box of notes, so you could like write down a question anonymously and drop it in the box. And at the end of the learning thing, they read all the questions and went over them. And 2 things happened to me during that. One, there was a question that said, so just for clarification, the penis has to go inside the vagina in order for it to be considered sexual intercourse. And they said yes. And I was like, huh, I'd missed that somehow. I was like, no shit. Oh, wow. That's weird. And the other thing that happened was, like I said, we've been mature the whole class, and then they were like, they're talking about there's like a prime time for pregnancy, right? Like ovulation. And then they were saying that towards, like they were saying, is there any difference with the time that somebody gets pregnant during their ovulation? And the teacher said there have been studies that have shown babies that are impregnated late in the menstrual cycle often are deformed. And me and Fuji fucking lost it. It was like 2 months of this shit that we had been holding back. And the moment that motherfucker said deformed, no good. Like that type of laugh where you can't get yourself together. You're fucking crying. No one can tell you shit. Like it's just, this shit's got to run its course. That shit's it's such a great thing.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got the birds and the bees talk.
No.
Mm-mm. No, I think because I live with my mother. Mm-hmm. I think she kind of figured it out when she walked in on me fucking my girlfriend when I was like 16.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we're not knocking anymore. She's like, well, you're fucking, so I'm not knocking. And then like we had a huge fight.
Yeah. I never, it's funny. I never had any issue with any of that. Like I wasn't allowed to have girls in my bed, like in my bedroom, except the girl I lost my virginity to. We had been together for a year, and for whatever reason, this seems wild as fuck to me, my dad let us go in my room for like our year anniversary.
Oh, like, well, better get used to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's
only gonna be getting laid on your anniversary.
It's fucking strange.
Yeah, my girlfriend in high school was always over her house, and little flex. Mm-hmm. I was in 10th grade; she was a senior. Which was nice because she drove.
It'll get bigger when I'm the same age.
You got 2 years on me.
But But at home, I grew up. I shared a room with my brother, so I never had like my own room to even do anything. So I was always going over there.
Yeah, So anyway, but I broke up with her February of '96,
and she's never been the same.
So I think that's true. I think that's true, by the way. But you
think she's listening to the podcast? She's like, ruined my life.
No, but God, this is
up on it.
This is terrible.
30 years later.
So I worried about her. So I ended up breaking up with her because like one day, like this is before cell phones and shit, and I had a beeper, but I forgot it, and I was just out. I was always out. It was like during the day I was out. And then late at night, I came back and my sliding glass door in my basement was unlocked and people came in and went all the time. Like, that was my life, so to speak. And I was out all day. I came home and I called her and she was like, I couldn't get in touch with you all day. I was like, well, I told you I was going out. Like, I forgot my pager. Like, and like she had taken a bunch of pills and I was like, this is a little too much reality for me. I'm out.
I'm just trying to nut.
I'm out on all this. And it wasn't fair of me, and it wasn't caring of me, and like I have some regrets about how
15, right?
Right, barely,
yeah.
And I have some regrets about how I handled it, but I think she did kind of go off the deep end a bit for a while. I ended up finding her on Facebook, like she came up in a conversation at work, honestly, with somebody else that knows her or knows her family.
Okay, and
I ended up like, well, fuck. I got her like new name and I looked her up and I found her on Facebook. Like she's married and has a couple kids. And I was like fucking cool. And I went to back out and I hit add friend and I canceled, I canceled it quick. It was like 8 seconds later, I was blocked.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we're not ready yet.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
another 30 years.
Take your time to heal.
Another 30 years.
But anyway, so I broke up with her in February of '96, and then I was with my wife July of '96. So, but between February, I'd been with that girl for a year. So between February and July, I was running through them, boy. So like I and they were all coming over to my house. Laura was the one, actually, the first time she came over to my house was July 4th.
Independence Day.
Yeah, that was her independence. That's where she got her independence. Yeah, but she came over, and that was the first time my grandmother raised a stink about it. Like, and ironically, it ended up being like the woman I married and had a family with and everything. But she was like, she lost it because she was like, what's going on? Because I like started cleaning up a bit, and I was like, I got a girl coming over. She's gonna be here about 7, whatever. And she just had it. All these fast girls, do their parents know that they're coming over here doing God knows what, this and that. And
touching your penis.
I was a menace. That fucking February to July span, menace.
Maybe that's what got to Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I need to be done. Maybe this is the one.
Yeah, well, I think honestly, like Laura initially she was only going to be my summer thing. Like that was my plan. Because
30 summers.
Yeah, 30 summers. Yeah. Because I liked her
and counting.
I actually had a crush on her from elementary school. So I always liked her, but she dressed a little weird for my taste at the time.
It's weird coming from you. And
I was like, well, I don't want to be seen really with her dressing like that.
What was it? So mid-90s.
So she was kind of into like at that point. So she had kind of fallen in with the crowd. That was a whole nother thing, but they were a lot of they were stoners, and they were kind of like, I don't want to say losers because they were cool, but they were like, they weren't doing shit. They were just sitting around getting stoned, drinking, that type of shit. And
I think the kids call it based.
So like,
now.
So she was like, it was like
Landman. I learned something.
Right.
So she would wear like jeans that were like kind of fitted around the hips, but then like baggy in the pants. At the time, and at the time, that wasn't really, now it's actually more of a thing. But like, and then like these like almost like velvety type shirts. I don't know. It just wasn't my bag the way that she dressed. But she actually ended up kind of changing, like just as happenstance, like over the next couple months. And then I just ended up like getting to know her and like fucking falling in love with her, But that wasn't my plan. And in fact, I think it was August. We started dating in July. I think it was August that she told me, she was like, I think I love you. And I was like, that's crazy. that was my response to it because I was like, I'm not lying to this girl.
Surprised you didn't give her I know.
Because I fucked with her, and I didn't want to lie to her.
Right.
And I wasn't sure that I wouldn't eventually fall. I mean, didn't even know what love was, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. And, and then
keep going.
So I think that guy, that song, I want to know what love is. I think that's, no, I'm getting it confused with, cause that's in my life. There's been heartache and pain. That's that song. There's another like 80s song. I only mention this cause we're, like it's from Maryland, but, that is fucking creepy now, but she's just 16 years old. Yeah. Leave her alone. They say he's from Savage.
Yeah, I did. I think I did hear that.
It's like Savage Maryland's claim to fame. Is that dude's from Savage? A little I forget what his name is, but heard you like him young.
Yeah, when I was like 16, I was dating this girl, and her parents were divorced, but both remarried, right? So and they both lived in Howard County, right, where I lived.
Yeah,
but like on different ends of the county, right? So dad and stepmom, super religious. That's the whole like where I had to go to that Christian youth group thing for the girl.
Yeah,
where like they had a fake crucifixion and
I actually did a similar thing once.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but mom,
my current wife.
Oh, really?
I mean, she's not like super religious, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
But mom and stepdad were like not religious, right? Like super cool. Like,
right.
Matching sports cars, and would go like, drive some fucking crazy trek in North Carolina and just be like, oh yeah, you guys want to have some beers in the basement? That's cool with us.
Right. That type.
Like, we would just go into the basement, and then I would leave at 3:00 in the morning.
Right.
No questions for for Christmas, he, like, stepdad bought me like the 50 pack of condoms. And was like, he goes like, I left you a little gift downstairs. I don't go into her room, so it's like right when you come down the steps, you know that little shelf there that I keep some of the things on? It's wrapped. It's for you. Enjoy. And I was like, oh, thanks. Merry Christmas. He's like, Merry Christmas. And I get downstairs, I open up, I'm like, this is like a fucking 50 pack of condoms.
So anyway, I threw them in the trash and fucking.
No, back then I used them. But it was just crazy that just free reign on, like, I'm just
that's
drilling
nuts.
his stepdaughter for fucking hours on end. And they'd be like, based on the sounds coming out of the basement, you guys hungry?
Dude, I'll tell you,
Look a little worn out.
another one. You got to stay hydrated.
Don't want to cramp up.
That just came to me. I think I've told this one before, but so Laura wanted to get on birth control, right? We're getting ready to enter that phase. This is probably September '96, and talks to her mom because you had to have. I don't know if it's still the same now, but you used to have your parents. Your parents had to sign off on that shit. Like, you couldn't just, So talks to mom. Mom's like, you got to talk to dad. Talks to dad. Dad and mom kind of basically say the same thing, like, consider your future, consider your reputation. These are the challenges that, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay, I'm still going through it. So mom says, okay. So mom makes an appointment for the birth control, right? It's like September. Comes back to her, is like, hey, first available opening they had was October 31st. Let's say it was a month. It was over a month away. Can you hold off until then? And my wife, not thinking, and in driver's training. So mom's sitting shotgun. She's working on her learner's permit, and is like, oh yeah, that's not a problem. He says he likes it better orally anyway. And then, like, just like realizes what she said. And she's like, she said to her mother, like, ice, like her fucking eyes turned to ice daggers, like, just
straightforward.
Laura will often tell that story and be like, I thought there was a chance she might kill me. But that's funny as shit though to me.
There was a thing, like a similar thing, but I think you sort of understand my relationship with my mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm. She's a character.
Yeah. So a few years into college, a few years into college, I basically just started living with who's my now wife, and it was just her and her mom there. And there was one day at Christmas time, she loves these fucking jingle bells on the door. So in reality, it was just a little warning that she's coming home. We didn't hear it, and she retells a story that she's like, I'm trying to make all this noise downstairs. I'm slamming cabinets and banging pots pretty much. And the
old ringworms just right there. Just
and more so, I was just like,
do you hear heaven's bells?
So I don't know why I have this little
bell
bit of,
rings, I get a nut.
Yeah, right. So I guess I just have this little bit of a defiance towards her. I was like, well, you know what? I couldn't hear you. I was pretty sure I said I was wearing Ashley's thighs like earmuffs.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's cold.
Munch.
That's cold.
But to go back to that, you said about the breakup, that girl I dated in high school, probably for a little over a year. And to what Farrell said, this youth group trip, I wound up, good friends of mine at the time, they were going on this youth group, and Ashley was going, my wife. And so I went along only for that.
Right.
And kind of where it started, it was maybe a couple weeks before I broke up with my girlfriend at the time. But I do remember, like, took the SATs whenever my ex-girlfriend's house. And it was like her grandmother's birthday, but I was there early because it was later. And I forget what happened. She just like, do you even love me anymore? And I was just gave her a shrug. And I'm just sitting there indifferent, and she's crying. And we're in a room, the door's open, and her mom walks by, looks at her, looks at me, looks back at her. In the back, she said, I think it's time for you to go. I was like, yep. And I went downstairs. I had let her dad borrow like a DVD or something. I said, hey, I could go some real quick. Somebody was been looking for that DVD. Can you mind if I grab that real quick?
Gathering all your stuff.
It was only so much.
You were trying to cut your losses?
Yeah, and then
I'm not leaving fucking Pearl Harbor here.
Yeah, the worst thing. The worst thing is I go out and they had this like long driveway and some family members had started to show up and I had to come back in to like her uncle's like, hey, you're blocking me in. Do you mind moving real quick? I just got to get something. I'll be right back. And I just left. It was great.
Pearl Harbor DVD got me.
So I'll talk about my nerd week a bit. I haven't done much.
Yeah, I'm done.
Sorry.
No more.
Staples is closing.
What?
Yeah, that's
For good or just for today?
Laura makes it sound like for good.
Oh man,
How
no
are we
more
gonna-
easy button.
Yeah. How are we going to hold all the paper together?
It's just gonna be hard,
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
not so to speak.
Where are you gonna go to get a rolling desk chair?
Is
In a-
Office
in a
Depot
pinch.
still a thing?
I don't
I guess
think
we'll just
so.
have to settle with Amazon.
This new forming small mom and pop shop called Amazon.
Thanks, Bezos.
So anyway, I was still watching The Pit.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good.
It is good. It had another one of those moments though that pisses me off.
It did.
So for the listeners, I'll say it like what I like about shows like this is like it's a wide group of people working in an environment and like for the most part getting along and having good teamwork and like there's Spanish speaking people in there. There's Spanish.
Tagalog.
There's women, men, homosexuals, Muslims, Jews, Gentiles, and they're all on a team getting the job done
Because they have a mission.
because they have a mission, and they're like,
And it's almost the way it's supposed to be.
agreed. And it's
People care less about how you identify, how you look, whatever. And it's like, look, we're just getting together to get this thing accomplished.
tribalism can always be trumped by different tribalism.
Right.
Right. So it's like, yes, you're part of all these tribes, but here we are one tribe. And I think that when life is portrayed that way, it's a good thing and it's a cool thing. And it is indicative of how it mostly goes here. Until they have to fucking rub it in my face that people are different and it's okay. And it happened on this recent episode where it was a Eastern European, maybe Polish woman, and she was being treated. And there's
The burn.
yes, and there's a long history with Eastern Europe and Muslim nations, and let alone the Jewish connections in World War II and blah 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 blah. But she makes a point to like tell this Muslim character like how much she loves Muslims. And
Right. Okay. I almost forgot.
She
about
raised
that
a
part,
bunch of money for them. And
Yep.
they were the ones that came and helped.
Yeah,
them.
help them all. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's just like it just seems out of character. She seems like an old tough bird. You know what I mean? And like those types of people, they don't just get chatty.
Yeah.
No. So am I misremembering it? The end of that whole like, I just want to thank you. And didn't the Muslim character like have like a tear in her eye?
So, probably.
Maybe I can't remember.
I was like,
She's got like the head wrap, the hijab on. And it's like you didn't need to do that for me anyway. To still recognize that like here are two people from very different historic perspectives of what their people have encountered each other's people throughout the fucking centuries. And here one is helping another. That's enough for me.
Yeah,
you don't need to make some big fucking statement about it.
it actually would be better.
It takes me out of it.
Right. It would be better if the Muslim nurse just helped the Jewish woman because she was at the hospital for an ailment, and neither of them acknowledged the fact that they know each other. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
just like, all right, have a great day.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's just people helping people in spite of their historic differences and trials and tribulations.
Just leave all your fucking baggage at the door and just be normal. Like, just
Yep. Just be normal.
But they had to.
People don't fucking do that. Like,
No.
are you?
Well, some people do.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're the ones that don't have anything good to say usually.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. And then the other thing I've been doing, and I don't need to take too much of a deep dive into it, but I've been watching, still enjoying my YouTube Premium account. I'll never go back. Been watching.
I heard they were getting rid of it.
Dude, it would crush me.
Yeah. Don't do
It would crush me.
7 seconds of ads would really crush you.
Yeah, I can't explain it,
But it's
like,
7 seconds every 3
you know what
minutes.
it's like. You ever put on like a pair of boots that were kind of more challenging to take on and off, let's say, than another pair of boots or another. And you're going to wear these. You have to wear these right now. That's the choice you've made. You put your foot in them. You got them all laced up. You go stand to walk around in them, and there's like something in that fucking shoe. It's like a little.
You're describing every day I put combat boots on.
Yeah, it's like a little stone or a little. Yeah,
the right way, tie it up, blouse your pants over it, and then you're like, there's a little pebble.
There's a little pebble in there, but you can get through the day. But goddamn, that night when you take it off, you're lucky you're happy that that's out of your life. It's getting rid of the pebble in your shoe. Anyway, so I'm watching these fan-made creator, videos on a lot of like 40K lore, and they're fucking great. These kids know what they're doing. But there's this one in particular. He sounds like an old Englishman, and I'm gonna play a bit of it just because like I've been watching
like animated.
Yeah, no, like a lot of like moving like pictures. Sometimes there'll be animations.
Oh, okay, I got you.
What is that? Is that the?
It's the skull mask.
Oh. It's got it on deck.
Yeah, well, I got to do a sit down Saturday today also. But he's just got the perfect like. It's like this guy was made to make YouTube videos about 40K as like for me to go to sleep to.
Weird.
I know. It's very specific, but
have you ever seen Bobby do that? Tucks in his shirt.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I think this is it.
Anti-gravity and exotic materials, and the unquestioned hegemony established by the ancients' disappearance.
I get it.
Their vast
Is this Attenborough?
It's fantastic. Yeah.
The weasel comes out and only at night.
That's a little more Sean Connery.
I can't do that.
That channel is
called
called
David Attenborough.
Imperial Iterator.
Okay.
That's the complete history of Warhammer 40K lore. So it's an hour long, but it's kind of glossed over everything. And then I watched something on the Primarchs, which were like the Emperor's sons. He's had like 20 sons called the Primarchs that he sent out into space to like as babies.
I've never gotten into it, so I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so like and like I'm no expert on the shit, and I know a lot of this stuff, but I don't know all the nitty gritty details of it. But like, technological universe has a huge era of war where technology obliterates most life, and they call it the age of technology. And then after that, the people have like a strong no technology kind of reaction to it, and then there's a gradual fall off of that too. This man is born that's bigger than all men, seems to be wiser, smarter, stronger, blah 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 blah, and he is the chosen one, the emperor, and he creates 20 like sons from his DNA. Okay. So they're all gifted in their own way, and he just sends them out into space like in drop pods like randomly, and then they just have to make it wherever they are. I think 2 of them don't make it and 18 of them rise, but they're all gifted also. They reach mature adulthood within a year. They're fucking huge. Some of them have like one guy has wings and shit. Some of them have like visual powers that are like, whatever. And then the emperor goes around and tries to find them and then recruits them to lead like chapters of his army called the Space Marines. Okay. And each Primarch creates a chapter, so there's like this guy he's the Ultramarines, this guy's the Space Wolves, this guy's the Blood Angels, there's, et cetera, et cetera. And, the next big war was basically the technology that creates warp speed comes from this thing called the warp, and there's like it's like kind of magic in a way, and it's
a bit on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's like so I think the name came from the tech name came from the real name of it, so like it can mutate you. It's like satanic heroin, kind of in a way. Mm-hmm. And there's these 4 gods of what they call chaos, which rule the warp, and they end up twisting a handful of the Primarchs to chaos. Okay. And then it creates this civil war in the galaxy and the Chaos Marines in the Chaos Marines versus the Space Marines. Mm-hmm. And then that eventually settles with the Emperor, a big final battle coming down with the Emperor Horus, who was like his chosen son, who fell to chaos, and Sanguinius, who has the wings. And Horus kills Sanguinius, and Emperor kills Horus, but takes everything out of the Emperor to do it. And after that, Horus is dead. the good guys, quote unquote, win, the bad guys, quote unquote, lose, and the Emperor is like taken back to what they call the Golden Throne on Terra, which is like this thing that basically keeps him alive. But he's like, he can't talk, he can't say shit. He's just like sitting there, like stuck for centuries, and then now it's like just the fallout of that. But these videos I've been watching, they're very well done and putting me to sleep like a champ.
That works.
Yeah, so it's the best of both worlds, and that's pretty much it.
So they only have fan art, like as far as media.
Yeah. There's one.
It almost seems like it'd be
it'd be great.
set up for
it'd be great.
You know,
that shit's
something.
ready.
Yeah.
But they did one thing on Amazon. Like Amazon did this like series of like shorts based on games. And there's like one short on there. It's exceptionally done. And then there's like video games and shit.
And that was was it Gamers Workshop? Was that the
Games Workshop?
They were based around.
Yeah, that's the company that owns it.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and that's the only thing that they really deal with is they own like a Lord of the Rings game,
Okay.
40K, and then like Warhammer Fantasy, which is like instead of Eldar, it's elves instead of whatever. But anyway, it's cool, and I'm still watching it. I'm getting into the Inquisition next. I can barely wait.
Nice.
I can barely wait. So anyway,
Inquisition. What a show! The Inquisition.
no one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Are we still excited for Spaceballs 2?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I think
Search for more money.
Yeah.
I do like that they keep that.
I'm
Like
a
theme in
little depressed that they didn't just make the Jews in Space movie that they referenced in the first one.
Yeah.
Is that being produced as like they're making that currently? Are they in
Yeah, it's in production.
Will Mel Brooks make it?
Yes.
Is he
Whoa, that I don't know. He's old.
Well, he's like
100 years old.
Yeah.
they don't put any makeup on him now to make him
He can just be
goblin.
What was
He's
his
just an
Yogurt.
actual
Yogurt.
goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, didn't you come here the day that there was like police activity in my neighborhood? Or was
Here?
Yeah.
Maybe.
They ended up arresting that dude for a stabbing.
Oh no shit.
Yep. And he just went to trial. He's got like this stuttering issue. They're worried he may not be able to complete his sentence.
I knew it. As soon as he went to that second thing, I was like,
Oh man. Anyway, R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara.
yeah.
She was great. Beetlejuice, and I think she was in this movie called that I love. I think it's funny as shit, and most people it doesn't get celebrated in the same way as like 40-Year-Old Virgin or whatever. But it's called Best in Show.
Yeah.
It's fucking
been a while.
hysterical.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
It's like a mockumentary style movie about these people that compete their dogs in the like the competitions and shit. And
Wasn't that a comedy troupe? Like, wasn't that like they're
yes,
they are a
yes,
group?
yes, and it's the bushy eyebrows dude from
Yeah, it's like the guy their face, but I can't think
from
of their names.
American Pie.
That's
he was in Schitt's Creek with her.
Eugene Levitt.
Eugene Levy.
Yep,
Levitt.
Yep,
Levitt.
Yeah.
Levitt.
yeah.
You know why I
That
know
guy.
that? It's from a song. I'll send it to you.
That girl that was in that island White Lotus. She's like the old woman that had all the money. She's in it. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's great. Beetlejuice obviously and a ton of other shit. She was
It
awesome.
is Eugene Levy.
In a
Frank
parent
Willard.
In a parent Levy or Levy or whatever. But like apparently also she was born with her
Levy?
She was born with her organs flipped.
Oh, I should know that.
Catherine O'Hara was born where like whatever's supposed to be on the left is on the right, and what's on the right is on the left. It's weird. Daredevil trailer. Any thoughts, comments, courtesies, concerns?
I mean, it looked good. So I did not see that first season.
Oh, on Disney.
It's new.
Yeah. It's not as good.
Yeah.
But it looked fine. I didn't think it was the best done trailer. People are saying that Wonder Man show is good. I'm not watching it, but
Is it out?
I think so. Okay. I guess if people are saying it's good.
So I'll always give things a try.
A whirl.
Yeah.
And then there was the Yoshi trailer for Super Mario Galaxy?
My son was
looks great.
Yeah,
looks fucking great. Yeah. I think they've nailed it again. I'm going to go on record and say I think it's going to be fantastic. Excuse me. I added another note on here because it just hit this morning. Was there's a full Michael Jackson trailer now for like the biopic.
Okay.
And I think it looks good.
I had not caught that.
I think the guy who plays Michael, I think is Jermaine's son, like one of the Jackson 5's son. I think
Had a little issue.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think I'm right. And then just a couple DC's Mattel figures. We don't really need to talk about that, but doesn't look like 6-inch figures to me. And then
Will Fans Toys be making it?
Yeah, Fans Toys will not be dabbling in those waters, I'm sure. And then
if they don't dabble, then it's probably not worth it.
yeah, probably. And then the Grammys, of course. Let's see.
Did you see the stink about that?
I've seen multiple stinks. Multiple stinks.
With Trump?
So I don't know if I saw that particular stink. I saw the Billie Eilish stink. Like the fuck ice, and then people being like, well,
she lives on Tongva land.
Yeah, and a decent plot of it.
Yeah. There was a lawyer that deals in eviction law. He's like, I'll help you draft it up. We can get you out of there.
Yeah, somebody made a comment about Trump wanting Greenland, and then a reporter like the next day asked Trump like what his thoughts of it, and he's like, I thought that the Grammys were terrible.
Worst show. Ratings way down.
Almost as bad as Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, yeah.
And then immediately attacked the reporter. It's like, actually, you're the worst reporter ever. So he has identified the 5 worst reporters ever that I'm tracking. And they're all equally the worst ever.
Good.
I have a general aversion to the awards.
Yeah, me too.
Shows. I just can't stand.
Me too.
Them.
Record of the year was. Is this right? Luther was record of the year. Yeah, I guess so. Kendrick Lamar, Luther. I'm not even crazy about that song on that album, but
overall or in
overall.
No, not in a certain category or whatever.
No, beat out Billie Eilish, Wildflower, Lady Gaga, Abracadabra, etc.
I think it's Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Album of the year is the one from Babuni.
Did you see
Debi tirar mas fotos?
Did you see that Turning Point USA is going to have an alternate halftime
I did
show?
with Kid Rock.
I saw that thing say, quote, for those who love America.
Yeah, it's going to be so fucking ridiculous.
Song of the year is Wildflower by Billie Eilish. Best new artist, Olivia Dean, who I'm not up on, but I have heard good things. Let's see here.
So Baltimore connection for Turnstile.
Yeah, I was a little irritated with that, though. Hold on. Best pop solo performance, Lola Young with Messi. Best pop duo, Defying Gravity, Cynthia Irving. With Ariana Grande for the fuck. Oh, give me a break. Best pop vocal album, Mayhem by Lady Gaga. Okay. Yeah.
Dean. I'm not mad at that.
Best pop recording, Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. Best rock performance, Changes, Back to the Beginning by Youngblood. I'm not big on that dude.
Who's the vote on this?
So a lot of them are like ex-winners.
Okay.
I think if you're an ex-winner, you can vote.
Okay. I didn't know if it's like, there's certain, what is the one where I think it's like the Screen Actors Guild that votes on like the movies or something?
Yeah.
Like they specifically have to do that. And then there's other ones that have like a panel or something. But
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know. Best metal performance was Birds by Turnstile.
Okay.
They're from Baltimore. But beat out Emergence by Sleep Token, which I don't know if that's deserved.
Did you see the I just lost.
I don't even think I consider Turnstile metal personally. But.
The what's his name's performance for Ozzy?
War Pigs.
Yeah. What's his name? Rapper turned rock and country, tattoos on his face.
Oh, Post Malone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Best rock song, As Alive as You Need Me to Be by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
How do you feel about that?
So like, I'm not crazy about that song. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's funny to me that like a fine song by Trent Reznor still beats everything else.
I liked it, and then that.
Yeah, I mean,
we both attended that. Same,
I like the performance of it a lot.
Yeah.
How much rock is even being?
It's not a ton.
Yeah, I mean,
but it is having a renaissance. It is having a renaissance.
It's new. In the renaissance. So.
Like Sleep Token is in that conversation. Bad Omens is in that conversation.
Do you
Young Blood, for better or worse, is in that.
As things evolve and they give new genre names, do you feel like they fall into a new genre?
Probably.
Is there a name?
No,
not really.
I would say what Sleep Token does. I would call it like alt metal, like because I don't think it's fair to say what Sleep Token does is in the same pocket as like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's not the same type of music. And so I don't think I think Turnstile is more kind of just straight rock and roll to me. But
yeah,
I definitely wouldn't consider it metal
with a little bit of punk or like. So there is a specific Baltimore hardcore scene.
Yeah.
The guy that does my tattoos, I can't remember the name of his band. I think he might still. They've kind of start playing again. I'd have to look it up, but like, it's similar-ish to that. The fast beats, the kind of screaming a little bit, and all that. But yeah.
Anyway, best rap performance: Chains and Whips with Clips. Love that. Best melodic rap performance was Luther. Kendrick Lamar was SZA. Best rap song was TV Off by Kendrick. Best rap album was GNX by Kendrick, and I think Clips should have won that.
Yeah,
personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do too.
But yeah,
they were on my Spotify. The wrap up. I don't know if you don't really use Apple Music. Does Apple Music do a thing like that?
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
shit.
it came up as a top listener of the. Well, it was my top album, and that was all from you listening to it.
That album's good, man. Yeah. It's elite, And
I just love that it's back to the way that I feel like hip hop should be.
Yeah, yeah, and it's.
And I'm not against the Kendrick.
Me neither. Me neither.
But it's like the part that I grew up with, the part that I liked the most,
right,
had almost died off.
And
here they come with an album that is fucking great in that same.
Yeah.
As Bobby said, they just all lay in their bed and do it.
Yeah, it's modern rappers. Everybody raps from their bed. They just roll over and cut the mic on. Yeah. And I'm still asleep. Gonna get the heat. Take it out. I'm outside. Not really. I'm under the covers, but in my mind, I'm outside.
And have some soup.
Yeah,
And I put a beat on that.
Yeah, and it's like it's just lazy to me. But not all of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And I think that also that Clips album, what's special about it to me is it's so like conceptualized. Not in the sense that it's a concept album, but in the sense that like every song is about something, and they all fit together on this piece together. Like it's a fully thought out. It's not like these records on this album are not a collection of songs they just did during a period of time, picked their favorite 13 and put it on something. Like this is a thought out project.
Yeah, and a lot of it is like emotion and upbringing and struggles and so it's almost like a little snippet of their life.
Yeah. And even sonically, one of the things I think that hip hop is missing, and you can kind of trace this back to Nas if you want to be a rap nerd, but like I miss when like producers would take hold of an album like and kind of see an album through to fruition. It's like working with the same band in a way, so like I like when RZA did Wu-Tang, when Swizz Beatz did DMX, when Just Blaze and Kanye West did Jay-Z, and like everybody had a particular sound, and now like these guys, they make records. I mean, this has been going on since the early 2000s, but you just say, oh well, who's the top 15 producers? Okay, what's my budget? What's my budget like? Okay, I can afford
number 8,
2 from the top 5, and then I got to go to the bottom 4 to get the rest, and then I make my album with the top sounds of the moment, which is fine, and it creates good songs and et cetera, but it doesn't have that cohesive album feel to me. Like Quincy Jones doing all of Michael Jackson shit, like the shit felt like the Thriller album feels like a whole body of work. You can enjoy songs off of it, but it feels like one full baby.
Does Clips produce?
No, Pharrell did it.
Okay.
But Pharrell's like their guy from way back. He did grinding and everything else, but he like took control of this album and like produced everything for it, probably is responsible for a lot of the hooks, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's part of the reason why it's so good. What else? Emails and questions.
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
So, Andy M writes in, "What's up, Ragers? You discussed pizza a few times on here, Bobby. I know you don't like Litos, but what is your favorite style of pizza and or toppings? What makes a pizza great? Sorry if you're pizzaed out. I didn't catch this part. I've been looking for the best pizza in my area of Billings land. I don't know where that is. That like Billings? Are you from the same area as Billings?
Or Billings, Montana?
I don't know. For me, the crust is the most important part to get right.
Hey, I need to pause for a second.
Yep. But then he said,
Billings land.
Yeah, for him, it's the crust is the most important part to get right. And he says, Farrell, I've been digging the MCU breakdowns, thinking of sticking it out for science. Thanks for sticking it out for science. In a way, you're like the Thor of the Nerd Rage universe. Questions for you, and Bobby, you're going to have to put some sauce on this. What did Mario say when he broke up with Princess Peach? It's not to you. It's a me, Mario. Or, of course, he could have just said, hello. Hello. Thanks, guys. For pizza, for me, like I need it all.
Yeah, it's. So I was thinking about this earlier today. So it's
Yeah, you text me, I think, before 9 a.m. about pizza.
Yeah, it was like 7:45. Yeah. So like, there's so many factors, right? Mm-hmm. But so I'm trying to break it down into the groups of like actual factors that matter. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's the moisture in the dough.
Okay.
Right. It's the moisture in the topping. So we'll include sauce. Mm-hmm. It is if they're putting it on a pan or straight onto the stone or whatever of the oven. It's the temperature of the oven. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think that's all I've come up with, like big categories. Now, obviously, like the sauce has to taste good.
Right.
The cheese has to be good.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
But then everything else is just subjective.
I think if I had to pick, and I don't know which one would be top, the top two things to me are the sauce and like the thickness of the.
Yeah. That's the sauce.
I don't like it super, super thin.
Right.
You don't want a cracker.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's
right.
so crispy that it's a cracker.
Right. Like tavern style.
Somewhere in between that and then I guess like a chain. Like the chains are usually a little thicker.
Yeah.
Very doughy.
Yeah. So somewhere in between there, and usually get that from just a pizza shop.
Pizza shop. Yeah. I think that like I can't say what's the most important because a bad component of any of it fucks it up for me.
The whole thing.
Like you could have the best dough, best sauce, the shittiest cheese. Yeah.
It's fucking
it's not. Yeah, it's not worth eating. Okay, and then Paul C. Happy New Year's, guys. Did you guys used to fuck with Hard Rock Cafe back in the day, or maybe Planet Hollywood? There was a time when those places ruled the world and people used to travel the world to collect all the sweatshirts. Then they just stopped. That era of the world just ended, and those sweatshirts can be all found in thrift stores everywhere. That's a good point. I went to Planet Hollywood once, I think, like in Disney, and I think I went to Hard Rock once. So I've been in Vegas maybe, and
there's still a Hard Rock in Baltimore.
Well, there's still Hard Rocks and Planet Hollywoods around. They're just not as common as they used to be,
and they don't carry the cultural weight.
Right. Are they connected at all?
I don't know,
and I don't know which one is. Wasn't there something with? We need a person to fact check, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger was one of
yeah, he was
like
tied
a
up
big
with
thing
one.
with that, and it became a thing. And
I want to say he was tied up in Planet Hollywood
because there was a whole thing in the '90s where they had all these people promoting one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I don't know if it was Planet Hollywood. I might have been Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't grow up like super close to one, so I didn't go regularly. But like it was like one of those things where like if you went to like a vacation destination and they had one there, it was like part of the vacation.
It's almost
Check
like
out Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, well,
Or
you
did
did
you
Planet
remember-
Hollywood, guys, and then Rainforest.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Cafe.
literally, I was
the
about to bring up Rainforest. Wait.
Oh my
The thunderstorm's about to come through.
There was one in Towson,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that one might be still there.
No, it's
No?
gone. Yeah, it's gone.
and then I went to one in Disney, or just outside of
Animal
Disney.
Kingdom.
Yeah,
Do we put medieval times in that category?
no, that's its own thing.
Yeah, that's
No,
more of a show.
I went to an Arabian Times in Florida one time.
How was that?
It's about the same thing, no nights, just horses.
Have you seen? Have you ever driven down to Disney?
Uh-huh.
When you drive past like the Bible one, there's like a Bible Disney that you go past that you like. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's like holy grounds or some shit. It's like it's a theme park built around like the Bible.
Okay.
But they try to
Is
like
it near it?
yeah, well,
it's in Florida?
40 minutes.
yeah, something like that. But all of like the marketing and stuff
Yeah.
around it, like leading up to it, is subs towards Disney. It's like, why would you do this when
Yeah.
you could come here
Oh,
and
yeah.
be in the presence of God?
There's another theme park that Jesus endorses
Right.
over here.
Yeah.
Right.
Next left.
What's more important to you, Jesus Christ or some rat?
It's a rat fucker.
I do remember been to Disney once, middle school age. So 98.
Okay.
And this ties in medieval times. It was my family, another family. I do remember we spent a half of a day of our trip. The parents went to listen to this timeshare spiel. Only because it gave free tickets to medieval times. And then we went, and then the other family, we were friends with them. It was my brother's best friend and his family. And my brother's best friend wound up having this horrible asthma attack because of all the dust. So then we had to leave.
I remember.
Before you got your turkey leg.
Oh, I think the beer wench gave us our turkey leg, but then we had to, they started running around and he started having an asthma attack, and we're like, all right.
My whole upbringing, like I'm super anti timeshare, and it's because of one exact moment. It's another like moment that my father had with me that like had this huge impact on me, like that never vote based on your party, vote based on your principles. Like this, like one moment that I can zero in on and be like, that's why I don't fuck with that shit. It's because of this. We were watching, I think it was Turtles 2, The Secrets of the Ooze, where they have to find a new home in the sewers. So they end up at like it's like a train station, it's like the subway train station where they end up setting up shop. And when they walk in, it's like huge, and they turn the lights on and everything,
and the big dome.
And Michelangelo's like, "I got 2 words. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Timeshare." And when we left the theater that day, my dad was like,
Well, Bob,
did you hear them say time? Never do it. Never get involved in any of that. And I was like, you got it.
ironclad contracts will bleed you dry, Bob.
Yeah. And my parents had no intention of getting that time. They just medieval times.
So speaking of destination stuff, you guys ever heard of Wall Drug?
No. Is it like Walgreens?
Kind of. It's in South Dakota.
Oh, it's a place.
Yeah, it's a place. So apparently, the history of it is it's like this drugstore that is like the only town in that area, right? So it became popular for people traveling that area to just stop. Like it's a bathroom, a gas station, and everything like that. And over time, it got built up to then it had like a souvenir shop, and it's got a fucking old school ice cream parlor and a soda fountain thing. But there's billboards for hundreds of miles in all directions saying like only 1,200 more miles to Wall Drug.
Yeah.
Where the heck is Wall Drug? So I've been to Wall Drug.
There you go.
Fucking reason.
Were you heading out that way?
Yeah, we were going to Mount Rushmore and
Okay.
Crazy Horse.
Nice. I've never been.
Yeah.
Crazy Horse not done, so it's just like a.
It lost funding, right?
But what I mean, Rushmore was cool.
Yeah, I would like to see it. Just
And then
to
we
say I
went
saw
up
it.
into Canada, and then drove down through Niagara Falls. I didn't take the barrel though.
No.
The falls.
All right, so next one's from Matt H. Hello, fellas, whoever you may be. Sadly, sumo season has come and gone. Long live the mighty and delicious sumo. Until next year, dear sumo. That's fair. On to the next question. Or on to the question, rather. Lucky you, it's only one. I was given this lovely laptop for Christmas this year. I've decided I want to start a podcast, just me. No guests, no bullshit. I own a mic and a headset. What do you use for editing? Do you need a mixer for good sound quality? And what would you suggest to bring said pod to the masses? As a side note, here's a list. Oh, wait, let me do that. So yeah, you can get, and Matt, if you just hit me up directly, I can get you a link to everything. You can just get like a little mini mixer. They're like $50. And then a $50 mic, you know, and you're pretty much set. You know, you can get it all under a front or $100. And then in terms of editing, it depends if you actually need to edit. But if like I use all Apple shit, I use GarageBand and then Final Cut. So I don't know if that will translate over for you or not. And then bring it to the masses. I mean, you can just put it on it. And there's 1,000 of these fucking pod servers. You just got to pay them most of the time, but don't start off paying them. A lot of them will host it for free because they're getting money off of it regardless. But when you exceed your bandwidth is when you got to start paying them. So like, not to flex, but like I think we only were able to rock with Nerd Rage free for like 2 months, and then we exceeded the bandwidth and had to go into.
Is that bandwidth is how many?
It's basically how much people listen.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
which is weird.
Yeah,
because the more that the people listen, the more money they're
making off of it. Yep. Oh, don't get me started. It's a fucking racket. As a side note, here's a list of some of my recommendations for Bobby and Jane. A movie time. Some of these have probably already been watched. Jaws, that's a good one. The Shining, we've watched that one. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that's on our list. Taxi Driver, that's on our list. Last of the Mohicans. How's that song go?
Autism.
Is that the one with Daniel
Day-Lewis? Yep. This is good. Seven Samurai, The Magnificent Seven, and The Dirty Dozen. There's a theme there.
Numbers.
The Outlaw
just concepts.
I saw the
yeah, and also the breeding grounds for Star Wars.
The Magnificent Seven was newer.
Yeah, because it's basically the Wild West version.
Yeah.
Or the Dirty Dozen is based off, or Magnificent Seven, one of them is based off of Seven Samurai. Like Seven Samurai is like the OG story.
I saw that in theaters on like 70 millimeter.
Oh, damn.
Film.
Was it a snuff film?
No. The film
That's
got
8
snuffed
millimeter.
2 times. It burnt through the film because they were brought in the old projectors. Yeah. And I was in it with John Waters was there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Another Baltimore staple.
Yep.
Unforgiven, Falling Down, The Town, Fuck a Departed? Oh, I don't know, Matt. I mean, they're both good. I don't know about Fuck a Departed, Matt. Gran Torino, he says, I'm not a big fan of that movie. I don't like the representations of like the street guys. It seems like written by people that have no idea of what the street is like. They're just
Well, but that isn't like, well, so
it's like, yo, dog, I'm chilling on the fly tip.
yeah. For some reason, my mind immediately went to like the Hmong gang, and I'm like, oh, they're a little different.
Yeah.
They got their own thing.
Yo, I'm just hanging with the posse, cutting in the hood. Like, what are you talking about? You know, like,
Do you know that the white guy that's trying to hang out with them is what's his name, son?
Whom?
In that movie. Remember, the main character girl.
It's been a while for me.
She's walking, and the black gang on the corner, or not gang, the group on the corner that start harassing her, and she's with that white dude. That's what's his name? Son.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh, really?
Scott Eastwood.
Yep.
And then he said The Great Escape, some of my all-time favorites. I realize that there are a lot of Westerns here and perhaps won't hit with a teenage girl. As always, stay prepared, and I bid you peace. Well, thank you for the list. Majin Planet. Majin Planet. Reach out. Sorry. I fuck it up every time. Greeting, NRR. I wanted to clarify last week. Yes, I've listened to about half of all past NRR episodes that I was able to find. In terms of shows, didn't feel the need to listen to them all. Currently shuffling through them from day one and finding quite a few of them locked. Oh, don't worry. I'm making a list of posts that are locked at the $15 level and will share my finding once I reach the end. Oh, yeah, please do. On today's question, a bit of a backstory. So in my small group of friends, the ones that collect Transformers just collect Chug. I have one friend who calls my figures KO, and everyone in the group agrees with him. A good example, last month I got the fans' toys. Sovereign, he said...
Hell yeah, brother!
2.0, and share a few pictures to the group. He tried to argue with me that it's a KO, and the new Studio 686 version is better and cheaper. I don't disagree that for a Chug it's good, but come on. It's a... You remember that from South Park? When it was like, come on, I mean, come on. Is that how you like? They stop the Bloods and the Crips beefing. Yeah. It's a Fans Toys. There's no comparing it.
Goddamn right.
It got so heated, I ended up leaving the group last week and have ignored everyone. My
if
one
they
friend
can't see how great Fans Toys are, then they're not worthy of being friends.
Are they even friends?
You know?
Is this your new favorite person to write in?
It's third parties. His new favorite. Yeah, that too. Probably now. So reach out to me and my one friend reached out to me and said, if I admit I'm buying KO, I'm welcome back. For added context, it's a group of 6 people all over the age of 30 and 2 of them I work with. So it's been awkward. Yeah. Are you sure? How would you handle such a situation? My first thought is to buy them all shirts that say your shelf is trash and move on with my life. I'm also 43 and don't get time for childish bullshit like that. Again, thanks guys and look forward to this week's episode. Until next time, Professor Prime, Webmaster, Majin Planet. Yeah.
So really quick to clarify.
Fucking weird.
Because I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
Are they trying to gaslight him to say it's a different
So they're
company?
saying because it's third party,
Okay.
which, is definitely, infringing on intellectual property.
So, hold on. So KO knockoff?
Correct.
Yeah.
That,
yeah.
that they're saying it's a
Look
knock.
at me bringing the lingo.
Look at you.
Yeah.
He's learning.
Yeah, and I think that's like, for one, it's like, why is it so serious?
Yeah.
Why is your group of friends so serious about this stuff? Like,
Bunch of bootlickers. Hasbro bootlickers.
yeah.
A group of people really into something being way too serious about it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, to me, it's like, it's not worth like getting in real beef over, fucking on the Biggie record, he doesn't mention arguing over third party to describe what beef is.
He is right. It does feel a little bit like we're not going to be friends anymore.
Yeah. Like,
You're not in the group.
Yeah. Imagine you deserve better people in your life.
Yeah.
Like that's I even if they were like, even if they came back to me and were like, dude, I overreacted. We're sorry. We just love Hasbro and hate to see other companies profiting off their intellectual property. I'd be like, yeah, cool. They'd be like, we'll go ahead and add you back to the group. I'd be like, ugh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm cool with you guys.
What's
but
better than toys for fans made by fans?
Nothing.
Nothing. Fuck them.
I had in the song Hungry that I did, it was like the third song that I did. I said, we can argue over companies. We can argue over joints, or we can argue over, paint. We can argue over joints, but what's better than that? Not arguing over toys. It's like, it's such a silly thing to like really spoil real relationships with. And that's, I guess, my bottom line is like, if it was able to be spoiled, it's not a real relationship.
Good to begin with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially when they don't know quality.
Yeah, I would say whatever your strongest, most radical political views are to them in a new group chat, and then leave the group chat.
Yeah. Mic drop.
And that's it. That's it for today. So, 2 hours. So, Nick, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
And
So to speak.
So to speak. And I am reaching out. Somebody hit me up and was like, "Get Gary out." And I was like, "Okay."
Angry Gary?
Yeah, Angry Gary. So he's going to try to make it next week.
Nice.
Yeah, that should be fun. So thanks, Nick. Shout out to Joey on assignment, Chris on assignment, and Dante on Facebook, and Marilyn Phil on our notes and on Twitter. And with that,
Moist thighs.
Pasty perineum.
tight take player.